Happy New Year's Eve, and welcome to the show that 1 out of 1 doctors on this stage thought was the best of 2022. We're going to be talking about buccal fat removal. It's the hot new trend on plastic surgery. Also, we're going to look at the 5 plastic surgery trends that need to stay in 2022. Lastly, I'm going to go over my top 10 New Year's resolutions for me and maybe you. Let's go right now.
Live from Lincoln Center in the heart of the Dallas Metroplex, this is Nip Talk. An honest and uncensored show about plastic surgery, health, beauty, and lifestyle with your host, plastic surgeon Dr. Bruce Hermann, and your co-host, entrepreneur and social media influencer, Sarah Bennett. Now it's time to discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of the topics everyone is talking about. It's time for Nip Talk.
Welcome, everybody. I almost made it through the whole intro without giggling. Sarah threw me off. I saw her laughing out of the corner of my eye. And
I was like...
Yeah. Sarah threw me off. That's okay, though. It's kind of a fun game to see if I can get through my silly cold intro.
If you can get me to laugh.
If I can get Sarah to laugh, which makes me laugh. Well, anyway, welcome, everybody. Nip Talk. I'm your host, plastic surgeon Dr. Bruce Hermann. With me, as always, co-host Sarah Bennett. And in the box is the man, the legend, Travis. What's up?
What's happening? What's happening? Happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays, guys. So it's we had Christmas since the last time we met, right?
Yeah.
So Christmas, how was it?
It was pretty good. Just normal stuff. Me and Avery opened presents at home, and then we went to my mom's house, which is just like an hour away. Super chill.
So pretty chill Christmas. That's good.
Yeah, about the same. About the
Travis?
same. It was really good.
Yeah.
Got some good gifts, some good food, family.
Yeah.
So I couldn't complain at all. I enjoyed
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So mine was really good, but it was kind of crazy, which I was hoping not for that. So that week I had a lot of cases stack up, and so on Saturday, that was Christmas Eve, right? So Christmas Eve, I ended up having to work most of the day. I had some pretty big surgeries to do. I know it's Saturday, but like they had to get done.
Yeah.
And so I was doing like, I had like a trauma patient, he had like this huge skin graft, and then I had another patient that had this wound. And of course, on the holidays, it's kind of slow in the hospitals, and plus I was driving from place to place. So I ended up working most of Saturday, which sucked. And I thought I was in the clear, but I was on call for one hospital, which usually is a pretty quiet call, but I had 2 really bad dog bites come in like late Saturday night, like literally back to back. And so, of course, I had all these plans for Christmas, and I was like, well, I mean, these got to be done. So I put them on at 6 a.m. Christmas morning. So like at 5:30 in the morning, or actually 5 a.m., I got up and was, driving into work. And so I did those at 6 a.m., and I did the second one at 7:30 a.m. So like, okay, I'm all done. Everything's good. So I went home. I got home at like 10 o'clock, and we started opening presents, which was good. And then at, like literally right after we started opening presents, so like 11:30, a water pipe broke in our wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my wife or my in-law or somebody walked in and was like, oh my God, there's water in here. So like a pipe, because of the freeze the week before, had caused a pipe in the wall to get weak, and it burst, and it was like literally water was shooting through the sheetrock. So I had to go out to the water main and like shut it off at the house to keep from flooding the house, which was fine, but then we were gonna have 18 people at our house for Christmas, and like I was like cooking. And
What
we didn't have
cooking.
So I did a really big like 11-pound ham like on the smoker.
Oh,
like actually,
that sounds nice.
It was good. I could put it on like in the morning, and it was one of those ones that's already cured, so you don't have to cook it like overnight or anything. But like I put it on, I guess when I got home like at 9:30 or 9:45 from working, and smoked it for like 5 hours, 6 hours, and I made like this really good glaze, like in the on the what am I thinking? The range. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, senior moment. The little pot, the fire thing in the kitchen? Yeah, the range. Anyway, so I made a glaze, and man, it was really, really good. But the tricky part was like cooking this like massive meal with no water. I mean, you don't have water for anything. You can't wash dishes. I mean, so what we did is I sent my mom, I was like, go to Bucky's and buy 10 gallons of, waters. And so that's what we used to like cook and wash dishes. And it was fine. Like I was like, I'm one of those people, it's like, okay, there's a problem, let's just figure out a solution.
Yeah.
But man, my wife
Keep it going.
My wife was like a little stressed though. She's like, what are we gonna do? Well, and also, you can't flush your toilets, right? So we had like buckets, and we would have to go out to the pool and fill up the bucket with water and then bring it into the bathroom. And if you use the bathroom, you had to fill the back of the pot to flush.
That's how it goes.
So it was,
At least you had a pool.
Oh, exactly right. Well, we have a pond too. It would have been a longer trek to get down to the pond, but
Yeah.
anyway. So it was kind of a wild, Christmas, but it all turned out great.
No, you have a good story.
Yeah, it was fun. At the end of the day, I told them all, and it was good because everyone hung out and like we were, just playing games afterwards and just visiting families, and we had some friends there too that didn't have places to go for Christmas. So yeah, it was really really nice, and it all worked out. And then we got our pipe fixed the next day. So
We had a pipe bust in my apartment complex as well.
we did. Oh man, that is the worst.
Yeah, I put those little things on my faucets outside.
Yeah, you're smart. We actually had a second one burst that was due to that. But we bought the faucet that's like supposedly protective and it still didn't work. And we covered it. Like it was just cold.
Yeah.
It was super cold.
Yeah, I don't
Super
know.
cold.
I just think none of my pipes are gonna burst ever because of like the insulation in my house.
It's really good.
Yeah, because
Is your
it's
house
a
new?
pretty new house.
Yeah,
I
that's
built
nice.
I built
Yeah.
it in 2019, so
Oh, that's nice.
it has like the spray foam insulation. So.
Dude, man, you're living high on the hog.
So
I
now
guess.
we know where to go now.
Yeah, when's the party at Sarah's house?
Like when it gets super cold, everybody just pile up at Sarah's house.
Yeah, whenever those like rolling blackouts last year,
You had power the whole time?
it was rolling.
Do you have, like, a
it was
generator or
rolling.
something?
No, it was rolling blackouts, but like my house never got below like 50 degrees, and a lot of people's houses were
Oh,
like
right.
like freezing in
Yeah.
their house.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah, it
like
does make a difference.
insulation. Who would have thought?
I know, it works good. So, all right, so it's New Year's Eve. Has anyone got any plans for New Year's Eve?
I think I'm just gonna do another chill.
Chill at
thing.
home?
Yeah, I have Avery, so.
Oh, do you? Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
party when you have like your young child.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy her some like Welch's sparkling
Yeah.
champagne and see if she likes that. She loves orange juice, so I might make her
Like get some sparklers or something like
yeah.
that.
It
Like a
reminded me
little
of that
party.
meme from back in the day, or like that. I think it was a meme. Or the guy who with the champagne bottle. He was like, "I got that bubbly. I got that bubbly." That's what it reminded me.
What about you,
of.
Travis? You go anywhere? You live in town?
Yo, so I'm supposed to be going to this spot called Sax Lounge. It's a spot in I think Plano.
Okay.
Cool.
Wait, what is it?
It's called Sax Lounge. It's not like a jazz club or anything like that. I think the name is just Sax Lounge, but it's very misleading.
I
It's
wonder
like,
what that's supposed to mean.
like saxophone, I guess.
Sure,
I just-
sure.
That's what I'm guessing. it
I
should
know when you first said it, I was like, wait, you're going to a sex lounge? Like, they have those in Dallas?
He's like, what is that?
be. No,
Yeah, what was that address? No.
gosh, it's S-A-X, Sax.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
So, yeah.
I figured out the second time you said it, and I was like, he must have said Sax Lounge. That's a good name, though, because, right, you're not going to forget that name.
Right,
That's some
right.
good marketing.
Normally, I just chill with family, so I'll be
Dude.
doing something a little different, but
Yeah.
I'll still be with family, though.
So,
How about you?
Well, we always do something for New Year's Eve. My wife and I love going out, and so, like, New Year's Eve is our excuse to go do something. So we're doing, have you guys heard of Monarch?
The Monarch?
Yeah, Monarch. So Monarch's like,
so.
it's like that hot restaurant that's in downtown.
yeah.
So it's like on the 50th floor of one of the buildings right in downtown.
Uh-huh.
So there's Monarch and there's Kasaku, which is their sister restaurant that's sushi. So they like clear out that place, and like it's a huge like party there.
I've
And
heard
so,
of this spot.
Yeah, we did that last year, and it was like really, really, really good. And the cool thing is like, man, it's like dressed to impress.
Absolutely.
Like, which I was gonna tell you. When were we talking about the jacket? That
Yeah.
I bought that jacket. I ended up getting it.
The jacket, the one that,
The one that was like really, really crazy.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
yeah.
I'll wait until I'll take some pictures over the weekend. I'll show
Okay.
you. You're gonna love it though. Like I'm excited. It's John Valrado's, which I really like them. They make some really, really cool stuff. So
Very nice.
yeah, and then my wife has like this like crazy kind of like peacock feather thing. I mean, it's like one of those places where you just like you wear the wildest like thing that you can. That's like kind of nice, which
I
is
wanna-
fun. I love looking at people's outfits.
Yeah, there's a sparkly dress at my store I want to buy. I mean, I'm going to buy it anyways, even though I don't know where I'm going to wear it. But I'm
Dude,
like,
it's nice to have those outfits that are like kind of like just statement pieces.
I'll wear it at home, I guess, for New Year's. Me and Avery.
You should take some pictures, like like I'm going out, like in your dress, and then like get in your jammies and like watch TV.
For real, with my Uggs.
All
the
right, so
sparkly dress.
well, definitely have to get a report on y'all's New Year's Eves after
Yeah.
the next episode. So, okay, so I don't know if you guys have been on social media lately, but man, there has been this plastic surgery procedure that is popping up all over social media, all over like the news articles, and I've been meaning to do it for a couple weeks, and we just had a lot of things we had to get to, and that is buccal fat removal.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about this?
Not really, but I know it's like really, really trendy to do
Yeah.
the face contouring. Remember those makeup hacks? I did
Right,
one time.
yes,
And
yeah.
it's supposed to make that look
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But this is actually to make it
Yeah, this is like a
permanent.
permanent thing, yeah. And so, so you know, you get online and you pull up these articles, and like it's immediately like controversial. Like you have people saying, "Oh, it gives you this chiseled like cheek look that slims your face," and you got other people saying it makes you look like a zombie. And so this is a good one to talk about because it's like hot. Like yeah, I mean, I can't even open like.
Very extremes.
It is, dude. It's a controversial thing.
Yeah.
So this is perfect for us to talk about.
Yes.
So it gained a little bit of popularity because there was a celebrity that just flat out came out and said, "I had this done," and is very open about it, and that's Chrissy Teigen. So I got a couple pictures, Travis. All right, so there's Chrissy Teigen, obviously beautiful. So obviously on the left side, that's her pre. I pulled that from her Instagram and like, I don't know, like 3 years ago. And then her post-procedure picture is the one on the right. And I got another view of it, Travis. Yeah. So, I mean, you can see it. I think it's pretty obvious, or it is to me, like her cheeks
right
are.
here.
Yeah, they're
Right
really hollowed out underneath her cheekbones, which, I mean, it does give it definition. And so she's been really open about the procedure, and you know, and of course it's, you know, and if you go into like your Instagram feed, it's just like people fighting about it. You know how social media is, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then there was another celebrity that's rumored to have it, and I think she has, and that's Leah Michelle. Toss her picture up there, Travis. So I took that picture.
I know who she is now, yeah.
You didn't know her?
Yeah.
So the picture on the left is I took from her Instagram like a few years back, and then there's the picture on the right. And I mean, it could be like weight fluctuations. I mean, if you were to lose a ton of weight, you could potentially get that look. But I mean, I do think that it's you know, very possible that she had this procedure done based on that picture. So there's a couple of people that have been talked about. And you can simulate what you would look like with this procedure. It's by, so all right, have you ever sucked on a straw really hard? Yeah, so I tried to do, so this is gonna be funny. So I tried to do.
That's how I put on my makeup.
Is it? Yeah, okay, right. So I tried to do a before and after of me, what I would look like. But of course it makes your, yeah, here it is. So it makes your lips look really funny. And so I actually photoshopped the like, lips on the left onto the one.
Yeah, that looks.
I mean, it looked worse
Then
though when I
fit.
had like the really like, you know, swirled up lips. But you can see like it slims my face. All right, ignore the ridiculous lips on the right picture. But you can see my cheeks on the right picture are much thinner than
You
on
remind me of Brendan Fraser. Is that his name?
Yeah.
From like The Mummy.
Right, yeah, like with the chiseled jaw. It does
Yeah.
kind of so like, I mean, I don't know, like I don't hate it. I'm not sure I would go do that, but I mean, at least in that instance where I think to me that's a mild kind of effect.
Absolutely.
You know, compared to like those other girls, like I mean, I hate to like beat up people, but I mean, I just don't really personally like the look of those other Tegan and
I
Leah
feel
Michelle
like it
in the
makes
picture.
them look older.
Yeah, and so that's exactly right.
Because
Yeah.
like whenever you're young,
Yeah.
I feel like your cheeks are like full.
Right,
And like
totally.
not like chubby, but just
Yeah,
like
full, right?
yeah.
And then as you
and then
age,
yeah,
so
then
yep.
that sinks in.
You're
somewhere.
exactly right. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I did want to like just talk a little bit about the procedure, like not just not say, oh, here's these people. Let's actually talk about it. So the first question is, what is buccal fat? All right. So there's a fat pad in between your cheekbone and your jaw, like from top to bottom, and in between the masseter muscle, which is inside here, and the buccinator muscle, which is on the inside. So there's a little piece of fat. Now I got a picture, Travis, you want to pull that up? Right there, yeah, buccal fat pad. So if you look on the left side of the picture, you got your parotid gland, then there's the masseter muscle, and then there's the buccal fat pad going left to right. And then you got your buccinator muscle, which is on the it's the muscle that's right underneath the skin on the inside of your mouth. And you also see that there's this duct going from the gland. That's your salivary gland, the parotid gland, which is something that you don't want to bang up when you're doing the surgery.
No.
But what they do with the surgery is they make an incision. And the incision's actually on the inside of your mouth. There's nothing on the outside. And you have to go through that buccinator muscle. So you have to, you have these retractors in there, and you make an incision on the inside of the mouth. Then there'll be muscle, and you split the muscle, and you open that, and you can push like this, and that buccal fat pad literally will kind of bloop, come out through the hole. And then you grab it, and you take a little cautery, and you just kind of shave it off. And then you rinse it out, and you close the whole suture, and that's it. I mean,
That's
the thing.
cool. So like celebrities can get just like in a snap. Nobody will ever know. Except
Well,
I mean, like nobody would like know like.
Right. There's no incisions to
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Right.
Like,
so.
there's no, like,
And I was looking online,
Bandages
and there
or
are
anything.
people doing this under local anesthesia only. Now, I'm going to comment that I think that's a bad idea, and let me tell you why. I mean, one, if somebody starts bleeding from on the inside of their mouth and they're awake, I mean, that can totally induce panic. Not for the doctor, but for the patient. So that's my first complaint about doing this under local, if you're going to think it. I just think that doing something where you're making incisions inside the mouth under local is, it's not dangerous, but it has the potential to be exciting in a bad way.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad like dentist
But-
office visit.
Yeah, and then the second thing that I don't like, and I don't do this surgery, which it's a spoiled surprise, I was going to say at the end. But if I was going to do it, I wouldn't want to inject local into the cheek and then have to judge how much I'd taken out. You know, because I think if you're going to do really fine work, you don't want it to be distorted. Because when you inject local, like everything swells like instantly. And if you do that and then you are looking at the outside and judging how much you took off, I mean, you could get into trouble because what you're seeing is not reality.
Yeah.
It's been increased with your local anesthesia. So I don't really think that doing it local is really a great idea personally. Afterwards, you know, the recovery is not too bad. You're going to swell, so you're going to have like swollen cheeks for, you know, probably weeks to a month or even longer. The face does not like to be messed with, and when you mess with it, it swells. It's like
Yeah.
when I do facelifts, which I don't do tons of facelifts, but I occasionally do them. I tell people, look, you're going to be swollen for weeks. I mean, it's just part of the deal. Same
Yeah.
thing with this. I do think it's important to talk about the risks of this surgery.
Okay.
So any surgery carries bleeding and infection. And so with this surgery, those are what we're talking about. As far as bleeding goes, the face has a really good blood supply, which does decrease infection, but it also increases the risk of bleeding post-op, so you got to be aware of that. As far as infection goes, the face has a good blood supply, so the infection rate goes down, but it's inside your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to sterilize that.
Yes.
So there is bacteria in there. The only patient I've ever taken care of that had a buccal fat removal was a patient that went to Mexico and had it done, which of course you know how I feel about that. And she
No
got a terrible infection. She had the biggest abscess in her cheek, and I had to like open it from the outside because it was just pouring pus. And you know, of course, she did get it done in Mexico, which is like, you know, I mean, who knows like how quality the
Yeah, not the best idea.
yeah, it's really a bad idea, and we've talked about that. But so bleeding infection, muscle paralysis is a thing because you're in there around the muscles that control your motor function of your mouth, and it is possible that you bang up a nerve in there that affects how your mouth works. So there's like that kind of downside. Asymmetry, having one cheek look different than the other, or overdoing it and having a hollow, like I think you know Chrissy Teigen and Leah Michelle have, is a real thing. But to me, I think the biggest risk is, and I made a picture, and it's silly, it's like a meme. Throw it up there, the next one. Where's that, Travis? Yeah, why did I get buccal fat removal 20 years ago? Is as you guys, all right, do you guys know who that is?
I forget his name, but yes, I know. who
It's
it is.
from, I know it's from Thor. No, Thor. Captain, Thunder,
Oh no,
Something.
he's got it, no.
Captain something.
So that's He-Man, or no, that's
He-Man.
Skeletor
Yeah,
from
that's
He-Man.
it, from
Yeah.
He-Man.
I was telling my wife, she's like, when I was making the pictures, I was like, look, I got a picture of Skeletor. She's like, they're not gonna know who that is. I'm like, yeah, they are, they're gonna know.
I know who it is.
So-
I just forgot his
so-
Yeah, I
name.
forgot his name too.
My biggest concern with this procedure, and especially for people like Chrissy Teigen and Leah Michelle, like you said it at the beginning of the segment. As we age, our cheeks hollow, and it makes you look old. That's one of the things that makes you look old. And if you start out looking like that in your 20s, and then you age 20 years, I mean, you're gonna look like Skeletor. Like, these are not surgeries that have been done for long periods of time, so you don't have that kind of 20, 30, 40 year, you know, patient history to look back on.
Yeah.
I think those people are going to really, I mean, they're going to regret it to the point they're going to have something done. So then they're
Yeah.
going to have to get fat grafting to fix it. So it's
Yeah.
like you get this procedure, you know, and you age 20 years, and you have to get another procedure. I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, so I guess lastly, it'd be like, you know, who is a legitimate candidate for this? I mean, I don't want to say this is a surgery that should never be done under any circumstances, because, I mean, there are people out there that genetically have these really, really full cheeks.
Yeah.
I mean, they exist, right? And it's kind of like if you could get a result like I had in my picture, where like Travis is like, oh, you look like Brendan Fraser. Oh, damn, that's good, right? I mean, and it's not like overdone.
Yeah.
But I think that the patient that would, you know, really consider this would be a young patient, because you don't want to do it if you're older. that has just genetically really full cheeks. But I
Yeah.
think that you have to get it done subtly.
Yeah,
if you
for
get
sure.
it overdone, you're gonna regret it.
I feel like that's with anything.
It
with plastic
is, but like,
surgery.
man, I think this is even more so.
And let me
Well, it's
clarify.
on your face.
Let me
though.
clarify too. You still do favor Brendan Fraser, even with the face you have. But
Thanks, man.
It looks like you look like him there too.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. Thank you. I always, you know who I always get? Have we ever talked about which celebrity I always get?
Oh, no.
Chandler from Friends. When I was like
Oh yeah.
when I was live streaming, I think his name's Matt Perry.
Matt Perry.
I
Yeah,
think so.
Matthew
Yeah.
Perry. Yeah.
Matthew Perry.
When I used to live stream on Insta and TikTok, which is how this show, originated, was me doing live streams. We had this bet, me and my social media person, Dory. It's like, how many minutes would go by, because on social media, when we go live, we would have hundreds or thousands of people watching. And it's like, how many minutes go by before someone says Matthew Perry? We would play that game every week. And it was every single week. But
That's funny.
I think my hair was taller then. I don't know. I changed my hairstyle. But
Yeah.
All right, so going to the last thing I'm going to say is, like, do I do these procedures? I'm going to pass on these. I mean, they're not hard to do. I mean,
Yeah.
they're really not. Like,
From all the surgeries that you've explained, I think this one's
yeah, I mean, this
the
one's
easiest.
pretty simple. I mean, there's
you.
definitely some artistry in it. The reason I don't like it is, one, I think a lot of patients would come in that I would just say, I'm not going to do it on you because I think it's going to be bad down the road. And then that's just wasting their time. And then for the patients that came in that I thought really needed it, I would want to do something conservative. And I'd be afraid that I'd do the surgery and they'd be like, okay, well, it's not enough. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to do it so much that you're going to hate me in 10 years, And so to me, there's just too many potential, like, not like, life-threatening problems, but problems that I don't want to deal with. Yeah. So
Yeah.
last slide. Today's a meme day. Yeah. Have you guys seen this one? Yeah. I'm getting buccal fat removal. Slap that.
I know that's Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Travis.
We got to redeem ourselves.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Anyway, I made that little meme. So yeah.
That's dope.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So if you want to get buccal fat removal, so if you're seriously thinking about it,
Don't do it.
well, I don't want to say don't do it. I would say, one, think very carefully about it. I mean, this happens to me when I talk to patients about when they're like 20 years old and they want to get giant breast implants. I'm like, think about the future. And I know it's hard to do because I was 20 years old once. But like, I just think that down the road, people are going to regret doing this. And if you are going to do it, don't go overboard. Get something subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go to somebody that's board certified and that does a lot of facial surgery.
Or just learn how to do face contouring.
Yeah, you can do it
we go.
makeup. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could. You should do a segment where you should just.
I did, remember?
Yeah, but I wanted to see you do it on yourself.
Yeah, I think you mean like, you actually do it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Do it on Cassie. Pull Cassie in there. Make her do it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you guys like that one, please give us a like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you think. Okay. So I got another cool one. So I'm always scanning the news about what can we talk about. So
Yeah.
I saw an article pop up, and I actually am going to name the person that wrote this article. Her name is Brittany Williams. Never heard of her, but she wrote this article about the plastic surgery trends that we need to leave in 2022, according to the experts. And I'm quoting experts here for those who can't see me. And I was really excited to read it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read this, and I'm going to rank each one in do I agree with it, and do I think it should even be on the list? Because, I mean, those are two separate things.
For sure.
Okay, so as we all know, plastic surgery is big, and everything trends, right? There's
Yes.
all these social media trends in plastic surgery, and we talk about all of them, and some of them totally suck. All right, so which ones are good and which ones are bad? Well, these are the ones that the experts think are bad. So number one is the fox eye thread lift. And I could have sworn that we did a segment on this, and I went through every episode and we didn't. But what happened is when I was doing the media interviews for these different places, I had a couple people ask me to talk about fox eye thread lift. And then I thought we did a segment on it, and we didn't. So have you guys heard of fox eye thread lift? You know what it is. Travis, heard of it?
I have not.
Okay, so fox eye thread lift. So there's this trend on social media where people were getting their eyes to be more kind of almond shaped, where they were
Yeah.
less rounded and kind of pulled to the side. And people were actually getting procedures done to make that happen. And they were doing it by running suture from the edge of the eye towards the side of their face. And that thread was pulled tight to make that look. And it gives you this semi-permanent to permanent kind of result. And so there was a couple of people on social media that had it done, and of course everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
And I went on to say that I do not think you should do this. I mean, there's very, very few plastic surgeons that like threading as a procedure because those threads do have the potential to get infected.
Okay.
And when they get infected, it sucks to get them out. Like you literally have to make cuts in your face to get them out. Plus the results are kind of ho-hum. I mean, I just was
Yeah,
like...
you said semi-permanent, and I was like, that doesn't sound like something I'd want to go through just for it to
Well,
like, go
yeah, because
away.
eventually the stitches kind of will fail. I mean, you know, there's just a lot of problems with the fox eye thread lift. And so I was uniformly against that. So when I read that, I was like, okay, we're starting out like good. Do I agree? Scale of 1 to 10, 9.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like horrid if somebody does this. I just really, really don't think that you should.
Did you know that there's like clips that women can buy
Yeah.
or like whoever and like
Yes.
just like clip it and like? I thought
I've heard of
was
that.
So weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it actually works too.
Yeah, we should check
It's
that out.
intense. I
Yeah.
saw a TikTok of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm okay with that. Like, it's non-permanent, right? I mean,
Yeah, but
obviously.
it's just crazy how it changes your face.
Totally, man. Like you pull it out, it's like a facelift. Well,
Yeah.
except this is, you know, kind of a facelift in one area. So do I agree? 9. I'm gonna give it
Yes.
9 out of 10. Should it be on the list? Yeah, I think so. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I like that one. Okay, next one. Dermal fillers with foreign substances. So we just talked about this.
Foreign substances right off the bat just does not sound like
Cardi
the-
B,
the
right?
way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
we literally just talked about this 2
The
weeks ago.
caulking gun really drives this one home.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, what picture can I use for this?
Yeah,
It's like you put the Home Depot
I thought
sound
about doing
behind
Home
it.
Depot. Yeah, I thought about getting Home Depot, right?
I'm gonna go get my butt bigger.
So, I
Hold
mean,
on.
we just talked about this with Cardi B's whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
do not, so the normal fillers
Ugh,
are like
sounds so
hyaluronic
awful.
acid. Okay, that's the acceptable filler.
Uh-huh.
I mean, don't use some crazy wonky, you know, thing. I mean, it just goes without saying. So,
Ugh,
do I agree with this? I gave it a 10 out of 10. I'd give it an 11 out of 10 if that was a score. But the thing is
Yeah.
like, do I think it should be on the list? I mean, I gave it a 6 because, I mean, this is not a huge problem. And I don't know if it was a trend either. I mean, you occasionally hear these stories of people getting weird injections in a basement or, you know, someone's garage. But, like, I wouldn't say it was a trend. So although I totally agree with Brittany, what was her name? Brittany Williams? Brittany
Yes.
Williams. I totally agree with you. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have put that one on my list. So, all right,
Yeah.
next was filler, overfill, overkill.
Sheesh.
And so, to be fair, I think this person like had some post-op swelling
yeah,
or something.
an infection
But
there.
we've all seen those pictures of people that get too much filler.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over the internet, and I know we've talked about it.
It
I
just looks
hate.
super unnatural.
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, I've said this on this show one time. I've said it a million times. The best plastic surgery is a plastic surgery that no one knows you've had.
Mm-hmm.
If someone looks at you and says you've had a lot of work done, then that's bad work, right? And so, do I agree with this one? I gave it a 9 out of 10, and should it be on the list? I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, she's right. Overfill. I don't know what it is, but like people sometimes go overboard with fillers, and it's just not.
I feel like that's happening a lot with celebrities. It's like, oh, they're starting to look really old, but it's like, which type of old are they looking? Are they looking like really old because they've had so much work done, or are they just looking old because they're just not aging well? So it's like, I don't know.
I know it, right? I mean, we pulled up so many celebrities over the episodes. Yeah, you're totally right. It's like someone gets that look, and you're like, oh, well, I don't know how
They're
old they
having a
are, but
hard
I know
time.
they're old because
Yeah.
they wouldn't look like that if they didn't.
Yeah.
If they weren't, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is actually very interesting. So for number 4, she said, choosing a plastic surgeon based on social media pics. And I'm going to add to it pics or presence, like meaning not
Yeah.
present, but like how much they're on there.
I know this is SpongeBob. Well, Squidward, but the cartoon is SpongeBob. I remember
Yep.
this one from childhood.
12 has nailed
Yeah.
it, yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, I was looking for one. There was a plastic surgery SpongeBob one I was looking for, and then the Squidward popped up. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about this for 1 second. So, I mean, she said choosing a plastic surgeon based on their before-after pics on social media. I mean, I would say yes and no, because I do agree that almost any plastic surgeon will have at least a couple of good pictures out there. And so if you're relying on like one picture you saw on social media for some plastic surgeon, is that your sole reason for going to them? I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That being said, having reviewed lots of plastic surgeons' befores and afters, there's plenty on there that I would never post. Like, I mean, I do think that if you look far enough through their website and through social media, like their, you know, Instagram befores and afters, you can get an idea of like what kind of work they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if 9 out of the 10 pictures you see you like, then they're probably doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And so I kind of disagree on that one. I kind of expanded it out to like, should you pick your plastic surgeon based on their social media presence? I mean, as somebody who's on social media a lot, I mean, you might think that, I would say yes, but I mean, I would say not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the doctor was it last week that we talked about the girl that was TikTok famous that was perforating people while she was lipoing?
Yeah.
Was that last week?
That was,
Yeah.
it was, I believe.
I mean,
something like
that girl was all over social media. Like, I mean, she had way more followers than I had. And
Yeah.
like, obviously she wasn't doing the best work ever.
Yeah.
So on the other side of that coin though, if you heard of a plastic surgeon and you went and they had zero social media presence, I would also be worried, So I think that social media gives you another tool to evaluate a plastic surgeon. It shouldn't be the only tool. I mean, you should look at their befores and afters on their webpage, their reviews, both online and from people you might know, like how you feel about them when you go
Yeah, I was
do
about
the
to say, like,
consult.
personal
Yeah,
referral.
personal interaction. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just so much that goes into it. So, if you're solely picking someone based on a pick off social media, I guess. So, I mean, my ranking on this one was all over I ranked it from 5 to 10, depending on what we were talking about. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot to learn from that. I do think that should be on there. I think it should be on 10 out of 10 as for being on there.
Yeah, social media is just a big part of life now.
It
But
is.
it's not everything.
It's
so-
unfortunate that and I think I've said this before, that when I started my practice in 2010, it was kind of a time when there were plastic surgeons out there that didn't have a webpage. Nowadays, if you don't have a
have one, then
webpage,
you're
you're
like,
not.
"What?"
Yeah, you're not a plastic
Yeah.
surgeon. Fast forward to 2022, there are plastic surgeons that don't have a social media presence, but that day is quickly going away. Like,
Right.
yeah, if you like in 2 or 3 years, if you don't have a social media presence, plastic surgeon, you're gonna not be doing any work. So,
Man.
all right, the last one. You guys are gonna love this one. Number 5, the Brazilian butt lift. Dude, when I saw that, I was like, this girl knows what's up. You guys, we've talked about the BBL.
You know what's funny is that picture, I have a sparkly dress like this at my store.
Oh, do
It's
you?
a short one though. But
Have you recreated that picture?
No, I wanted to because
Do it. That'd be
because of,
hilarious.
because I wanted to do it with wine, but like Photoshop it because of the wine tour on the square.
Dude, you should totally do that. I will help you do that. I'll bring all my.
I thought it would be funny. but
If you want to pull that off, I will help you.
next year maybe.
That would be hilarious.
Because this past wine tour was like shimmery for like.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that the one that I went to?
No, it was actually this past Wednesday.
Oh, during the holidays, man, I couldn't have
missed
made that
it.
one. Yeah, sorry. Was there a lot
It
of
was
people
fun.
there? It
Yeah,
was
I
good?
actually got to participate.
I'm going to the next one though. Remind me. All right, so BBL is very popular. You hear about them all the time, and this article says that we should leave them behind in 2022, and I agree. I gave that a 9.5. You know I don't like those. 9.5 out of 10. Forget the BBLs. Should it be on the list? 10 out of 10.
Get yourself a personal trainer and hit them squats.
Bam.
There you go.
Sarah nailed it. Well, we've talked about that. We don't need to hash BBL over again. We'll do it another
We
time.
don't need.
So I really like
done.
that article. I loved it, actually. It was fun to read. It was fun I agreed with most of it. So that person did a good job.
I think it was super fun.
I
I think
think
one more we can add to it is the elf ears. We can
Dude,
leave that.
Travis, no, I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Oh my God. Which reminds me, I started watching The Witcher, like the pre
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
And all of them are elves. And all I kept thinking about was that. I was just like, all these prosthetic, like, elf
really
ear
wanna
things. And I was
do
just
it.
like, oh my God.
We haven't mentioned it in a while, so I had to
Yeah,
bring
it
it
might
up.
start trending now.
I need to find a patient that wants to do it.
Dude.
You know what I need to do? I need to go to, I mean, if I was really
You
going to
should
do
set
this.
up camp at like one of those like Renaissance, those Ren Fair things.
Oh, I'm totally going to find somebody there.
They'd
But like,
be like, yes.
if I was going to do this, like for real, I would go to a cadaver lab first. And I would say, I want to work on a cadaver. And people do this. This is a thing in surgery where you can practice surgery on cadavers, like they're medically donated, cadavers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see if I could do it on a cadaver first to make it look. Because if I'm not going to do crappy elf ears.
Yeah.
If I'm doing elf ears, they're gonna rock.
Wouldn't you have to like take a skin and flesh off of the body? And then
No,
put
I
in
would
there?
do it all from the ear.
Oh, you'd put like some type of like a thing.
I have an idea of how I would do it. Like I have like a game plan. It'd be hard to like describe it. I have to like show you or draw it. But I have an idea. I want to do it. I think it'd be cool. Like I'm totally like a Tolkien nerd. So like if I met a girl that had elf ears, I'd be like, hey, what's up?
I'll donate my ear for the next show. How about that?
Oh man, I don't know.
You can demonstrate on my ear on the next show.
One of these days, I'm gonna do an elf ear.
Oh,
I can't wait. I hope we're still doing the show. All right, to the final. As for our final segment of 2022,
Yes, yes.
for our
Do
show,
that.
which is now 6 months old.
Oh my
It's hard to
gosh.
believe. I want to do New Year's resolutions. And so
Okay.
I made 10. I'm going to ask you your guys' resolutions.
Okay.
First off, before I start, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to do this, but like probably like at the beginning of December, I tried to like really buckle down on what I was eating.
Okay,
And
I
like
love it.
meal prep
That's-
and stuff like
yeah.
that. And I've never done that before because I hate extremes of things.
Yeah.
I like balance and stuff. So
Totally, I get it.
so starting, in January, I'm gonna try to do more meal prepping and kind of try to control my intake
Gotcha.
of like
That's a
just
great
like
one.
bad food.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I just have been eating like a teenage girl.
Yeah. I love that one, actually. I had one that was very similar, which I'll get to.
Because I got the working out good. I love to work out, and that's like part of like my days. But like eating correctly,
Yeah. That's actually,
like consistently eating correctly, consistently. That is like my downfall.
yep, that's actually part of one of mine. What about
Yeah.
you, Travis? Anything on your horizon?
I have a couple.
Okay.
My two big ones are like working out more,
Okay.
like getting active a little bit more, a lot more.
You're a boy. That if you start working out,
Yeah.
you'll just like it'll be crazy.
You're a boy.
It's true.
I can't wait to be a man.
A man, yes, you're a man.
I'm joking. And then like work-life balance. I work a lot, so like
Yeah.
finding time to carve out like for like what I want and myself.
Dude.
And doing it. That's a big one for me.
Great
too.
minds think alike. Both
Yeah.
you guys. So I made a list. So I have 10. And some of these things are things that I'm already doing, and some are things I want to do. And I just wanted to like think, and it's not like I'm saying, oh, you need to do my New Year's resolution, but there are things I like people to think about, right?
Yeah.
So my first one was sort of related to what you said about diet, and I did this year, is drop empty calories. I used to drink a lot of soda. Like, I love Dr. Pepper. I love it. It's so good. It's like the nectar of the gods, right?
Yeah.
But it's 150 calories per can.
It is. It's a
And
lot.
so I don't drink coffee, so I would drink one in the morning. I usually drink one at lunch. I usually drink one at dinner, and I usually drink one at night. That's 4 cans of soda a day, which I know is a lot, but I mean, you could substitute tea or whatever. I'm just talking calorie drinks. That's 600 calories
Yeah.
in a day. That's nuts. I cut that out, and I drink water. I drink a lot of the zero drinks, like Dr. Pepper Zero, Coke Zero, which at first, if you're used to drinking regular soda, you'll be like, I don't know if I like this.
It
But
has
then
a weird taste, yeah.
but once you get used to it, now if I drink a regular soda, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, you really do get used to it. And so I cut a ton of calories out
Yeah.
by doing that. So I like that one. And I never thought I'd be that person, but I'm going to start drinking 0-calorie drinks. And I might be getting cancer from them. I don't know. But
Getting all that aspartame.
but at least.
What really helped me, because you like caffeine, is just drink unsweet tea. It's really gross at the beginning, but
Is there calories in unsweet tea? None?
It's calorie free. That's what, I mean, whenever I was
Man,
trying
that's
to lose.
so brutal, though. Unsweet tea.
I was trying.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I was trying to lose
I'd rather
weight
drink
after I had
water.
Avery, and I was obsessed with Dr. Pepper,
Yeah.
non-stop drinking
Yeah,
it.
I'm the
And
same
then I
way.
was like, I couldn't lose that extra like 20, 15 pounds
Mm-hmm.
after I had her, and I stopped drinking Dr. Pepper.
It's just empty calories.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I like that one. I'm going to keep doing that one. And if you're looking for a New Year's resolution, I like that one. All right, this is a good one. And I try to do this every year. And it's challenge yourself to do something new.
Okay.
And so for 2022, I did this. This is my new thing, which I'm
Yeah.
going to continue. But it's like, I like to do that, maybe not every single year, but, challenge yourself to do something outside of your comfort zone, out of your box, like, a new hobby or a new project or something. For 2023, I'm actually going to start doing live music.
Yeah.
I've been working on that for a long time, actually, but I think I'm getting to the point where I'm going to make that happen next summer. Like
Very
doing
nice.
gigs. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing right next to you at the Mud.
Yeah. That sounds
So,
fun.
Number 3, I like to try to spend money on experiences and not things, like tangible goods. Like, I really believe, that if you're gonna, or for me, if I'm gonna spend my money, I'd spend it on something that's like something I'm gonna do versus like a new TV. Like,
Yeah. Spend it on the memories.
on the memories, right? Because I think about like in the past years, and I sound like a total old person, but it's like I think about like in the years past, I don't remember the crap I bought myself. I remember like when we spent money to go like on a cool dinner or a concert or something. And so I guess mostly it's me reminding myself not to buy junk. Like, you know, if I'm gonna spend money, spend on something that I'm gonna, you know, remember and not like, you know, I don't buy a lot of
Not like that fancy jacket you just told me you bought.
I'm gonna make experiences with that jacket.
Exactly. It's gonna bring some good memories.
Sarah, you're a hypocrite.
Fancy jackets excluded.
He said after the fancy jacket, it's gonna kick in.
After that, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah, for like keeping me honest. Yes,
That's what
you're
I'm
right.
here for.
Yep. All right. Number 4. I think this one's important, not only for myself but everyone. Is take care of your skin.
Absolutely.
You know, limit sun exposure, UV exposure. Don't use tanning beds; they're really bad. If you're smoking, I mean, obviously smoking would be one you'd want to quit anyway. But smoking is really bad for your skin. And then you having good skincare. You know, I'm bad about that. I have an entire skincare line in my office that I don't use very much because I don't know.
We should talk about that next time. Is what skincare
Skincare.
products that you
Yeah.
like?
That's a good one.
What's
Yeah.
on your?
We'll put that on the
Because, I
list.
mean,
Yep.
You're a doctor, so.
We have, and I have this like one of the best skincare lines in my office, and I
Yeah.
can literally just take it off the shelf and take it home, and I don't.
Yeah.
I need
but
to.
Another way to take care of your skin is just eating correctly.
You're absolutely right. You are 100% right.
Because
Yeah.
anything you put in your body is just going to be like,
You're absolutely right, Sarah. You don't have to, you
Showing
know,
up, right.
I don't want to say you have to spend money on expensive skincare products. I mean,
Yeah.
they do help. I mean, I will say
they
that.
do, for sure.
But like eating right is important. You're so right. Travis, you nailed the next one. Make time for yourself. Like, I think that's super important. And
Very important.
I have a problem with that because I work so much. I got a lot of family obligations, like the show obligations. And like, I mean, I had a week last week where I wanted to, like, I mean, it's just silly, but one of the things I like to do is like, I have a couple buddies and we like to play online video games. Like, I've done that my whole life. And like, I had like 7 or 10 days where I was literally so busy that I couldn't. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just need like an hour for myself to like blow up some stuff on the video screen. And I couldn't find it. And finally I was like, you know what, I just need to do it. And I think it's important because, you know, if you don't make time for yourself, like eventually it gets to you. And then
It
you like,
definitely does.
you know, have a breakdown.
It's good for your mental health,
Totally.
most definitely.
You also hit my next one, Travis, and you hit it too, I think. I can't remember. But get into an exercise
probably
routine.
did, yeah.
An exercise routine. And we had, you know, we talked about this, that even walking is good for you. Like, you can lose weight by literally walking. And so the problem is getting into the habit. And as we talked about a couple weeks ago, I'm now sort of back into the habit of running. Although last week with it being so cold, I didn't. But
Shame.
I know, it's so cold. But
You
What I
needed to freeze.
What I refuse to do at this point, like right now, is go to like a gym, like I don't know, 24-hour
Black
fitness,
time.
gym, whatever.
yeah, LA Fitness, whatever. Because like I feel like a lot of people like just started in the beginning of the year and then they like tail
there's a
off.
lot of newbies in there right now
Yeah.
just sweating on your machines. Like,
like
we don't have time for that
in
stuff.
the way, bro. Move.
What y'all need to do is y'all need to get somebody that also wants to work out again.
A workout buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a workout
that
buddy.
makes you have somebody
Yeah.
to depend on and they depend on you. It's
when
a
I
good
was like
system.
young, like in my college days, I had that, and like, you know, I had somebody, and like we would push each other, be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bench press more than you, brah, like,
Bruh.
brah, and like we would like push each other, like running. I was like not weak, but I was not as strong as like some of my friends who were like really bulky. But I always could whip them in like the cardio stuff. So we would like have all these competitions. But yeah, a workout buddy. Dang, that's smart.
That's good
That's
advice.
why you're here. All right, spend time with family. Not only family in your house, but family maybe not in your
Friends.
house. Like, yeah, well, I mean, like you know, for example, my mom, like, you know, I'm really busy, and I'm always like, I need to call my mom, I need to go by my mom if I have my mom over. But even people in your house, because like, you know, my kids are older now, and so it's like, you know, my son has a job, and he's hanging out with his friends, and my daughter likes to do her thing on the computer, and my wife's working. It's like, make time to like get everyone together, and like, so we try to do game night at our house. You know,
That's nice.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, sometimes the kids, you know, cry about, oh, we have to go play games, but then they always have a good time. But like, you know, make time with your family. Like, that's a good one. Pick one thing to work on to further your career. I like that.
Yeah, that's a miss.
That's
know?
a really good one.
You know, it's like, okay, whatever it is that you do, think about, okay, I'm going to, and I do this, you know, for me, it's still kind of the show. It's like, what can I do to kind of further my career? And so it's like, oh, let's make a talk show and invite
Yeah.
Sarah and Travis. This one's important to me, working to eliminate procrastination.
Yes.
I'm a procrastinator. I really am.
Me
Like,
too. Hardcore.
part of the problem is I feel like I'm really good under pressure working, so I kind of wait to the last minute because I know it's going to be good results.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of studies out there that shows that procrastination causes stress, anxiety,
Yeah.
and if it gets too much, it can actually affect your health in a negative way. It can make you sick. So procrastination.
Yeah.
Leave it in 2022.
Yeah, it puts you in that fight or flight zone.
It does,
for
man.
too
My whole
long.
life I've kind of lived like, being a last minute person, but it does
Yeah.
kind of, it weighs on you.
It does.
And the last one is kind of related to that. It's don't stress or obsess about things you can't control.
Right.
I'm pretty good with that when, I kind of go back to like Christmas Day when like it was a calamity and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to stress. It's like there's a problem. Let's solve it. Let's do what we can to work around it and, move forward.
Yeah. That's a good thing to have about your personality anyways, because you're a surgeon. I'm
Yeah,
sure there's
absolutely.
It does help.
problems come up and you're like,
Yeah.
there's a way to fix this.
You
and
know,
I'm
it's
gonna
funny,
do
like,
it.
I was always kind of like that anyway, but I think being a surgeon does weigh
It-
into that.
yeah,
Because,
I
like,
think
you can't,
so.
like, freak out in surgery.
Critical
Yeah.
thinking
It's
and
like,
all of that.
all right, here's a
Yeah.
problem. What do we do to solve it?
Yeah, instead
Solve
of like,
Oh
just
my
like-
God, what's gonna
yeah,
happen?
I
everything's
always-
going wrong, but
I always
what's
tell
going right
myself-
and how can we fix it? Or yeah,
When like things are like overwhelming or whatever, I always tell myself, just do what you can because that's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
you can do.
That's all you can do,
Yeah,
man.
just do what you can because
Yeah.
that's all you can do.
I mean, there are plenty of people out there, it's like, though, they let it eat at them and, it overwhelms them and I know it's very easy for me to say, oh, just don't stress, but, there are ways to work on it.
Yeah.
There are
Absolutely.
ways to, make it better over time. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
just turn it off, but
right.
those are my resolutions.
I think those are some great resolutions from everybody.
Yeah, we all did good.
Yeah.
Dude, we're a smart group.
top of the line.
Well,
Yeah, we are.
that's all I got for the last episode of 2022. I'm looking forward. We got like a whole another year contract of this to go.
Woohoo!
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
so I'm ready to go to 2023. So, all right, everybody watching, thank you so much. We'll see you in 2023 with the next episode of Nip Talk.